What is going on, guys? I already know. But Raul, we always come on live at 8 p.m. CST. I get it. Today we're doing 7 o'clock. We're just testing the waters. And what better way to test the waters than with our guest, along with our co-host? We got Mike Green, who's not in the picture, and Donald Gaines. Let me tell you, man, it's really hard to tell them apart. And then right here underneath, we got
there he is slipping back in.
From Big 3-0 or 30-bound Kennels. What is going on, man?
What's up, man?
What's happening, man?
Good to have you.
Yes, sir.
Happy to be here, man. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Well, hey, man, let's get this thing started. Mike, I know you were asking a couple of questions before we got started. Continue the conversation. I'll jump in and jump out as we go along, man.
I mean, actually, he worldwide known. You know what I mean? So what I want to know his marketing, man. You know what I mean? The flamboyant. I seen this guy. We was at I forgot what show we was at. The Diamonds, man, everywhere. I mean, he looked like a rapper, man. I'm like, who this dude? No, it was Chicago. It was.
I think it was Khan's show.
Might have been Khan's show, man. But I was like, God, who this is, man? Looking like Young Dog. You know what I'm saying? So I said, and from there I knew, he was real approachable, talking to everybody, man, and
good stuff
on a brim. But I want to talk about 30 bound, man, because he do a lot of stuff, man. He do a lot of good stuff. So I just want to know, Ashton, man, how was you able to brand 30 bound? What is 30 bound? How you come up with the concept or the name, and how you able to separate 30 bound from the rest of the brands that's out there?
So 30 Bound Kennels, I came up with that name because, I'm originally from Gary, Indiana, 219, and I moved to Fort Wayne, 260 for college. But I'm always going up and down US 30 here in Indiana. And I don't know if anybody in my generation, I'm 30, so I don't know if anybody in my generation remember the movies Homeward Bound. That was one of my favorite movies. That's when I knew I was going to breed dogs watching that movie.
All right.
So I kind of combined. Yeah, I kind of combined those two elements together, and just wanted to make something unique to me, kind of to represent where I'm from and where I'm at in my life. I think really the way I was able to separate myself from a lot of people is because I'm a little bit younger than a lot of the people in my, I wouldn't say class, but just the echelon of stud ownerism, kennel. You got my homies. Got my homies Con and Sam, you got Bashar, you got Alex Ferraro, you got the Robert Lee. They're all significantly older than me. So for me to be taken serious, I kind of had to do it my way, I didn't want to fall in line with what everybody else is doing. I wanted to put my own finesse and charisma on it, which, that was the diamond necklaces, talking about the cars, the Cartiers, the trips, stuff like that. It's just stuff to really add personality to me and let everybody know this type of stuff that I'm into.
Oh, that's good, man.
Yeah, very good.
So obviously we were talking before we came on, and we were asking you about 30 bound, and obviously that's Highway 30, and that's what connects what is it, Gary, Indiana to Indianapolis? I want to say
Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne. Okay, Fort Wayne. You ever heard of Fort Benjamin Harrison by any chance?
You know what that is?
Oh, okay. That's just the military. That's just where I did my AIT. I did that over there in Indianapolis. I was kind of hoping you knew about it. But nonetheless,
I don't like going to Indianapolis. Indianapolis is a little wild down there. I don't like.
Oh, really?
Oh, hey, so that say a lot about Raul there, man. You might got a little wild streak in him.
Yeah, that's why I was so wild.
Hey, all I will say is the one bar where all us military guys went to back in the days, I'm not going to say how far back, the name of it was the Slippery Noodle. So you can only imagine.
See, hey, look, Indianapolis, those are the real Indianimals right there, man. Us Gary people, we don't claim the Indianimals like that.
Okay. All right. Small world. So listen, 30 bound. How long you been breeding, man? How many generations are you into your breeding program?
So I've been with dogs for a little bit, like close to 10 years, but my first American Bully litter was in 2018. That was my
Okay.
first bully, and that was the litter that produced Brim. That was my first bully litter, and we just hit the ground running, man.
Wow.
I built my foundation off of his mother, Booby Miles. I've produced kids with Big Red, Colossal, Golden Child. Um, it's off Brim as well. It's really just been a journey, a great journey. It's taught me a lot about just dogs and business ethics and what to do, what not to do.
Absolutely.
It's just breeding dogs is so unique. It's unlike any other industry out there.
Mhm.
I agree. It allows you, I feel, it allows you to put your personal stamp, whether it's through the marketing or the way that you're breeding or a combination thereof. It really allows you to put your personal stamp. Now, let me dig in a little deeper and let's talk about Brim's litter. What made you pick Brim? Was he that much better than the rest of his mates? Was there something in particular you were looking at?
He was ugly. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was ugly. I was trying to sell him at 4 weeks. He was ugly, to me at least. He was just different,
Okay.
The best way I can describe it is he looked like he was from a different litter than the other puppies. His texture of fur was different. His bone density was different. His demeanor was different. The other ones kind of had they had much, I'm not saying much tighter skin, but they weren't as bone dense as him.
Okay.
And they weren't as laid back. They were a little scrappy, like puppies are.
Right.
He was the one that was kind of sitting off in the corner, relaxing the whole time. It really wasn't until maybe 6.5 weeks that I actually started looking at him like he was the one. And by 8 weeks, it was a no contest. He had completely hit a 360. He was always, because there was 10 puppies in that litter. He was always in the top 3 as far as like biggest puppies.
Right.
But I was looking at the tries. There was a black try and a blue try. I was looking at the blue try. Actually, is in what is that island? It's an island outside of Africa, kind of like right outside of Madagascar. I think it's called Saint Paul Reunion. That's where one of Brim's litter mates is, and I believe he said he's 105 pounds.
Wow.
Now you was looking at
standard, though.
You was looking at the tries because Booby's a try. Were you biased to Booby?
And that's why I try to tell people to kind of take the color away from a dog, because you gotta think I could have missed out on Brim.
Absolutely.
He's generational talent, because at that time in 2018, the game was moving towards colored dogs. Everybody wanted something chocolate or lilac. Everybody wanted something tri. Nobody wanted your standard blue and black. We can even go a step further and say that I think Brim was actually Grimm's 3rd or 4th litter.
Oh wow!
And so you got to think. A lot of people told me not to use Grim, because he was just a big black dog,
right?
And people were telling me to use Lucky Luciano. They were telling me to use Shamrock. They were telling me to use Chaos. All these blue tri dogs, but it was just something about Grim that I seen the vision within him. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Okay.
That's great. Yeah.
Would you say, and we've been talking in the last couple of shows, I say Games Bullies, I'm including these two gentlemen to my left, your right. Would you say that that breed type has moved faster within the last 5 years
Yes.
than, say, the previous amount of time that you were breeding?
Yeah, because there are a lot more people breeding. I'm not gonna say it's as exaggerated as the French Bulldog, because in that community you have to pretty much buy into the wave before you can create it. Otherwise, you'll be left behind.
Right.
But with bullies, I mean, we can pretty much honestly say that the Rocco Grimm bloodline has kind of been running the game at least for the past 7 years. That's at least. That's what you see in all the most used dogs. That's the look that's most desired right now. So I would say the breed has definitely progressed in a positive way. The dogs have now they've separated themselves, as their own. Aside from the UKC American Bully, all the way down to the Pitbull and Staffordshire Terrier. You see an American Bully now, and people know what they are. Know, and it's even gotten better because now people are able to differentiate them from pocket American Bullies and exotics, because before they were lumping them all in the same category. Now people know that they're like, okay, this is an American Bully, not an exotic. And no shade to exotics. I have a lot of friends that breed exotics, but there's a clear-cut, definitive line now.
Do you rather like far as breeders? A lot of breeders talk about they in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th generation. Or somebody saying that their body of work, but then think somebody like you came out and you created Brim, you know what I mean, and just say your first breeding and you came out with that 10-piece there, but now Brim is going down as one of the top 5 dogs of all time, producing dogs of all time. So I guess my question is, what is would you rather get in the history and experience, or would you rather like just create dogs?
I like creating dogs, man. I feel like the whole generation stack. I mean, it's cool. It's an amazing accolade for someone who wants that. But I do feel like that way of breeding is a little dated. I feel like now it's just so much diversity in the breed. Let's work on just creating the best dog, regardless if you're stacking your own stuff on top of each other. Like, again, that's a positive thing for someone who wants to do that.
Yeah.
But me, I just want to create nice dogs, man. And if that means I got to go outside of my yard to use this stud, or I got to go and buy this female and take it to one of my studs, I'm perfectly fine with that, because I'm all about creating amazing dogs.
So basically, what I'm taking from your answer, and I'm going to let you be the one to answer it, of course. Do you follow a particular sequence? Do you follow line breeding? You follow inbreeding, or you don't follow any of the above? You just go to produce the best dog?
I don't really like to inbreed myself personally. I don't.
Okay.
I like line breeding. Do a nice line breeding that's not necessarily too tight, not too high of a coefficient of inbreeding. And then, you can go out, because that was the beautiful thing about Booby is Andre Willard and Mindy Willard from Reliance Kennels. They kind of laid the groundwork there, because Booby is line bred Grand Champion Chumper. So now I'm kind of able to take her to anything, and her look will show in the litter, but it will take some of the positives from whatever stud I took her to, whether that was Grimm, Big Red, or Golden Child. When I bred the Golden Child, I think I produced 2 Grand Champions from that litter. You know what I mean? When I bred a Big Red, I had 4. Unfortunately he passed due to some neglect from someone I won't mention, but that's the past. We get past it.
Right.
And then with Grimm, I mean, we got my homie Adina over there in Romania that's got his sister Trap Money Benny, and she's produced many Grand Champions over there, taking her to Mr. Bean. She took her a couple other studs, but what I'm saying to get at is the groundwork is already there on that side. So now with Grimm, he's when he's able to be bred to something, he shines, man. It's a Brim kid when you see it. It's no question.
No, that's absolutely.
Yeah, Ashton, I've always been interested in the role that the females play in the breeding. And how old was Booby Miles when you got her?
Oh, she was 8 weeks.
Okay. What was she like developmentally?
What's crazy is, again, I bought her in 2017. So again, that was still around that time when everybody was chasing color. I didn't want a blue dog. I definitely didn't want anything brindle. And I wasn't that big a fan of Try. She was all three wrapped in one. So I really wasn't looking at her or for her, but it was just something about her expression in the photos that Andre and Mindy posted, and it just kind of piqued my interest. And I bought her, and she was this little old thing, man. You know, pick her up with one hand, but it was just something different about her, from the shoulder lay to the rear. And as she grew up, she was like, she looked like she was on steroids, man. She was just ripped, and even to this day, she's still, because what is 20? So she's 7 years old now. She's still like a firecracker, bro. She's still in the backyard running back and forth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hair still on the back of her neck. If she senses an intruder, like she's out there, man. So
she's a dog.
You know, yeah, I got. Let me take this time to shout them out, man. I got to shout out Andre and Mindy for, you know, blessing me with such an amazing dog that, you know, my family loves. Tatted on my arm, just amazing.
Oh
dog.
Yeah, man.
Real quick, we have a video. We have a video of that girl in the background. Go ahead and play her, Hollywood. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
We just picked up the little female we picked up out of California.
Yeah,
it's a Lycan daughter. It's also a Brim great granddaughter and a Grim aunt, half aunt at the same time.
Everybody you just talked about, man, we got rolled around in this little 12-week-old puppy, man. We're just so proud of her, man.
And I'm happy to hear that, for real, man. See, you know, whenever somebody has something that they wanted off of my dog, I mean, it just makes me smile. You know, I love being like, you know, of course there's the monetary aspect of breeding. You know, we're not going to act like it's not there, but there's also the other part in making people happy, like seeing people's face when they have like a 8-piece litter, or, you know, even my guy Tone Rolden, like a lot of people don't know this. It took us, I think, 3 or 4 tries to get his female pregnant. And, you know, I think, you know, I'm pretty sure he's getting frustrated with me, because every time I shipped to him, whether it was FedEx or UPS, it would get delayed a day.
No.
Every time, man. He'll tell you every time. We even tried shipping Saturday for Sunday. We tried shipping to the airport. It just was a disaster. And the one time we did a split litter, she ended up taking, and all the puppies belong to Brim. And now
I remember Brim having the fastest swimmers.
He had the fast ones,
And so now he's got a champion Kill Shot, who I believe is 3 wins away from being a grand champion. So I know I'm pretty sure he's happy, and it's all worth it to him, you know, because Kill Shot's a bad dog, you know.
Yeah, you know what we see a lot, man. No matter what echelon you attain, you're still a little kid when it comes to the litters and what your dog does, and the like you said, putting the smile on people's faces, no matter where you are. And I know that's proof that you're in it for the right reason.
You know, a lot of people, you know, I've said it on other lives, but people still don't realize it. But I'm probably one of the few breeders that has a day job, you know. And when I say I have a day job, I mean 48 hours a week. So I'm not, you know, I'm not able to come to all the shows. I was supposed to go to David Robertson Jr.'s show this weekend, but unfortunately I'm gonna have to miss it. I had a death in the family, so I have a funeral to go to.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
but,
condolences.
You know, I tell people all the time, you know, like people that have locked in and actually shown me true interest in the dogs, whether it be Brim, Ox, or Junior. I say, man, look, if I'm off work, you can come see him in person. If I'm off work, I work 48 hours a week, so it's not often I'm off work. But if I am, you're more than welcome to come. And that lights my face up when people see Brim. It was just maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Somebody was like, they're like, you know, how old is he? And I'm like, you know, he turned 6 this year in November. And they're like, he still looks like a big puppy, bro. Like,
Damn.
Yeah.
you know,
Damn.
like they can't see the age in him and stuff like that, man. And then when they see Junior and they don't realize when I say he's the next micro up, that I mean that. And when they see Ox, oh my goodness. And
Yeah.
the people who have been able to see the Ox King in person, oh
Yeah.
my goodness, bro. They're
Mhm. Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, he a massive dog.
Yeah, he is. He you could tell from here, man. Like,
Yeah, I put
He's-
my hands on him. I'm like, man, who that dog is, man?
look, he's massive, but he has the personality of a lap dog. He just wants to be loved. He's such a big
See, that's the
dog,
best
bro.
part of it, man.
I love that part. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Big babies.
At
Yeah,
what
and
at
then-
what point in Brim's early breeding career that you like, hey man, this dude might be a producer? When did you realize
how
that?
old was he? I think it was, because what a lot of people don't realize what young studs is. It's really an anomaly if they don't start slow, right? Brim started
Okay.
slow, Grim started slow. They all start slow because people want to see what they can do, right? So usually for that first year or two, they won't have that many litters on the ground again, unless they're an anomaly like
Right.
Golden Child per se. He hit the ground running. Shout out to my boy Sam Liam. And Big Red hit the ground running as well. But I knew he was a producer because I had a litter. I had bred to him, and then Kenny Birdsell had drove up from, I believe, Southern Illinois to breed to him. And then, like, the day after, Steve Maxwell drove from Arkansas up to breed to him, right? So that's three days in a row of breeding, right?
Wow.
And I was stressed out because I wasn't comfortable pulling him yet because I didn't have to pull him that much. So I wasn't comfortable. He dropped 7 puppies for me. I believe 7 puppies for Kenny Birdsell and 6 or 7 for Steve Maxwell. And they all were hogs, the whole lot of them. And that's the litter that produced Kanan, the Brimson that was dominating Michigan, up until Ringo was born. Then that produced those 3, Daisy, Bo Duke, and Rilla, and it produced Hellboy 2.0, Bad Bunny, and you gotta think all these litters dropped within days of each other. And
man.
You can see the impact. I mean, and this is a young picture of Hellboy right here. I think he's only just over a year in this picture. And Hellboy is probably he's one of my favorite Brimsons. I actually just bred the Hellboy. I was waiting probably till Monday to make the post, but I ended up having 5 puppies, 2 males, 3 females.
Oh, okay. So you dropped the Hellboy
to my Brim daughter, Stoney.
Oh wow.
And then this is these 3 are starting from left to right: Daisy, Bo Duke, and Rilla. All 3 of them are litter mates. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Look how consistent
shoulders.
man.
That's a female on the far left. That's a female. So
yeah,
she's out stacking a lot of males, man. I'm pretty sure she topped out at like 95.
God damn.
And so when you got baby Brim, my boy, when you got a stud that's producing females that are bullying other male studs that are in the competition, it's just not up for debate anymore,
Right.
And that's Sherman, produced by my good friend Jared Siegel, man. Believe it or not, Jared almost sold his dog, man. He almost sold his dog. This bad boy, right? He almost sold him. I'm so glad he didn't, because he's got a head. I mean, you can see. You can see the expression in the baseball cheeks, the almond eyes, the bone, the chest drop. Like, you're not you get that when you breed to Brim. That's what you get.
Look at that tight skin on him.
Yeah, that's what I'm. That's what you get when you breed to Brim. What you get.
Wow.
It's his Tank, female, produced by my guy Sean in Ohio. Again,
wow.
With a name like Tank,
you think it'd be a male.
Yeah, and it's a female. Yeah. You can see her little boobies from right here, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey, real quick. Let me stop you here for just a moment, guys. because I want Kyle to go ahead and play a video of Brim so people that don't know him, who I don't know wouldn't, but who don't know him could take a good look. But before we do that, I got to say that that's going to be brought to us by Ziggy Aceves. Just became a new member to us. So,
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Ziggy, nothing but love. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. Kyle, you already know, bro. Let it rip.
And you know what's crazy? He was young in that, man. He was young. It's
he hadn't popped yet. He hadn't popped yet.
It's just beautiful to watch videos of that dog, man. You know, because to be able to say you've watched it from day one, you know what I mean?
The evolution,
to be able to say like I'm the one that put this dog, you know, on its mom to eat. I'm the one that allowed, you know, just you're the reason that dog is here. And
connection.
He's positively impacted not only my life and my family's life, but so many other people's families' lives. Like when I get messages from people saying they got 20K offers on their Brim kids, and you know, I tell them, I'm just like, take it, you know, take it. Look, take it. You can breed to them again. Take it.
Yeah.
We have Michael. We got Michael Higginson real quick writing to us. He's one of our members. He's saying your dogs are beautiful. So, Will, what all you have now? What is the next step?
Right now, I'm pushing the Ox King and I'm pushing Brim Jr. I'm trying to get them. So Ox King is a blend of Brim blood and K2 blood. He's a Brim grandson, a K2 son.
Oh wow!
But he kind of takes a little bit more of the Brim side. Yeah. And so I'm trying to push him out. And Brim Jr. is actually Brim taken to some line bred Reliance stuff.
Oh, so Reliance.
Okay. Yeah. That's why he has you know, he's got the tight skin. He's kind of got that. He looks like a new evolution of Chumper, you know.
Yeah, I was about to say
and I love him because he's got a thick rear. He's got a nice bone, big neck, big head, you know. And he's this he's a joy to be around, man. I love that dog.
How many inches is he?
How tall is he? Yeah.
Man, he's probably about 13.
Okay. You remember that little tri had up there in Chicago? He a little taller. He about a little taller than her.
You know what? We had to put them next to each other, man.
Yeah.
Because that could be a good breeding right there. You know,
the wheels are turning.
The wheels turning, man. They all about to come in, and we just that Brim son you got kill shot down there that Tone produced. That was another one we were looking at. Huh?
Well, look, here's motivation for you. Wife Fresh saying, I watched that video. Brim is the bully that made me and my 13-year-old son want to do this. That has got to be motivation for the soul, man.
Salute to you, Wife Fresh. I appreciate that, you know. Comments like that make it worth it because you know, unfortunately, you can't please everyone. There are going to be people who don't like your dogs. There are going to be people that don't like you. But as long as you're genuine,
that's it.
As long as you're genuine and you're doing it for yourself, it's not going to matter. Especially when you get comments like that, it just makes it all worth it, man. You realize that it's just so much bigger than Facebook. It's so much bigger than being well perceived by your competition or your peers. It's about making the people who invest in you happy, and that's really all I go for, you know.
That's great. Did they let's talk about your upbringing, man. Like I was saying, like I got like a coaching background, a military background. That's what motivated me to get the competition, to get in the ring and train and stuff like that. What was your motivation, man, to push 30 pound forward, man, to keep 30 pound growing?
There you go. I'm gonna get two answers. my motivation to keep 30 Bound going was just my love of the breed, my love of the dogs. I like whelping puppies. I don't
Mhm.
like I don't like puppies when they start pooping for real, but I I like I like I like them right before they get on mush. That's the funnest time of puppies to me.
Right.
Right when they
Oh,
kind of they wobbling around. You know what I
walking
mean?
around. Yeah.
Though
3 weeks.
that's
Yeah.
the funnest time. Once they start eating real food and pooping, they can go. Uh,
Uh,
but as far as like the show ring, because I'm not a huge show ring competitor or goer personally, but kind of what motivated me to do it is a breeder I looked up to told me that I couldn't do it. He told me my dog couldn't champ out because
Mm.
it's no secret, um, and you can see it. I've never hit it, but Brim has a fault. Um, it's kind of gone now since he's gotten older, but when he was younger, he had two different color eyes.
mhm.
It was not an albino eye, which is
A
a serious fault.
disqualification. Right.
It was a brown eye and a yellow eye, right? You see yellow eyes on most of the chocolate dogs, right?
Right.
So he had a brown eye and a yellow eye, and so he said, "Oh no, there's no way he's champing out with that." Just completely ignored the other virtues of the dog, and so I made it my
Mm.
point. And I'll tell you guys this, 110%. Hannah, Abba, and Viviana will tell you. I messaged them a week before 2019 Nationals. A week. No training, no prior shows. I said, I want to put the dog in the ring. And
God,
are you sure? I'm like, yeah. I said, I want to put him in the ring. I said, somebody's told me I can't do it. I want to put him in the ring. And the only training Brim got for Nationals was 30 minutes outside of their hotel.
no, man.
We pulled up. We pulled up Friday morning. I met up with them Friday evening. Viviana worked with the dog. She said, he's got it. Put him back in the car, went back to the hotel. Me and my lady went out to French Quarters, had some jambalaya,
Mhm.
Um, and the next day, I seen her at 9 in the morning. She said, let me have him. I said, here, take him. Next time I seen him, he was prancing around the ring with 30 other dogs, and he got handed the first place trophy.
All
Some
right.
dogs, hey, some dogs have that, man. Some dogs have it, bro.
Mhm.
We were talking about that last week, Mike.
Yeah.
Some dogs. I mean, when Fireball came out and met you for the first time ever, within 5 minutes, it was like I was taking video because I was like, I never seen him do these things. And some dogs just have it. Some
They
dogs
have
just
it.
have it. And I
Yeah.
think it's got more to do with their temperament. Wouldn't you say? It's more of an even keel.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily jump, for excitement, or they don't get too low either. They're just
Right.
happy-go-lucky, just even keel dogs. Would you agree with
I
that, Big
think.
Yeah,
30?
and you really don't know until they get in there. And
Yeah.
and like you said, a lot of time they could surprise you one way or another. But man, when they do like Brim did, it's a
Yeah,
God.
man.
Look at
I
me.
like the even kill dog because it seems like they have a lot more focus. Like I got a dog that just got like high drive, you know what I mean, and have her in the ring. But the dog that are even killed, that don't get low or get too high,
Right.
it seems like they focus more. You know what I mean? Like they're really trying to figure out what you want them to do.
It's
You know what I
harder
mean?
to distract them because they're
There
not
you
jumping
go.
up or coming down.
There you
So
go.
they're
Right.
just sticking to it. We have a question from one of our members for 30B over here, 30 Bound. If anything, what would you change on Brim? Were there parts you were trying to improve on with certain breedings? He's a clean dog, and you don't see that much on dogs with this type of phenotype. If there's anything you could change, what would it be, and what were you breeding for?
Before there were some things I wanted to change because that's what the game was leaning towards. They're leaning more towards that kind of more bulldoggy face,
Mm-hmm.
the 1.5 finger muzzle, the more rounded head.
Mm-hmm.
But as I've seen the direction the game is going, and I'm seeing the dogs that are actually really representing the breed in the way I want to, I've grown to appreciate Brim. And to be honest
Yeah.
with you, my goal now is just to create more of him.
Mm-hmm.
I just like, and it's so funny because obviously I need out crosses because I don't want to breed too tight. But I have so many brim daughters that look just like him, and that's kind of what I do with my co-owners. I kind of set them up for success, or at least attempt to. I got Jordan Dial and Aaron Locklear in North Carolina. They got a beautiful lilac tri brim daughter. She amazing female. I got my friend Mark Shorter in St. Louis with Stony. Um, she's a blue female that looks identical to Brim, and then her littermate sister Lilac, identical to Brim, with my boys Raph and Alex Cardenas down there at Texas Low Bullies. I got a Brim daughter on co-own in Colorado with my boy Adrian. A tri Brim is that's kind of what I try to do with people. I try to set them up for success, but also teach them the ways to do it by themselves, because I'm not going to be there all the time. My co-owns, aren't for life. Not usually. It's usually just one litter, and then she belongs to you. So along that journey, I try to at least give some type of knowledge to my co-owner, so when the dog is fully theirs, they can sprout their wings. But I'm really just trying to create a bunch of Brims, man. To me, I think he consistently produces some of the best females in the game. I think he set a bunch of yards, like, because the thing is, what a lot of people don't realize is it's not easy to create a superstar male. They come a dime a dozen, right?
Right.
And I like to put it into perspective like this, right? How many American bullies would you say are produced in a year, right? Let's just throw out a random number. Let's just say 200,000, right? Let's say 200 across the world. 200,000 American bullies are produced in a year. Brim was produced in 2018, so that's 6 years ago. So
1.2 million have been produced since then.
How many top studs do we talk about out of that 1.2 million?
Yeah.
You can probably only name a handful. So when it comes to stud dogs, it's not as easy as people think to create a next level dog, and part of that is getting him out there into the right eyes, getting those cosigns from the right people.
Yep.
Just like my boy Christopher James says when we talk on the phone, Bully the Kid, shout out to him. Sometimes, a lot of people complain, some of these dogs don't come out to shows. Sometimes people can't put their hands on these dogs. Sometimes it only takes one or two cosigns from reputable sources to see a dog and be like, this dog is it. This dog is it,
Yeah.
I agree.
It's just part of the game. My buddies, shout out to my homie Brunel Innocent, man, in Boston, founder of Six Sigma Bullies. He was gonna use another stud, and I told him to use Grim, and he was doubting me. I said use Grim, and I was passionate about it. And he took my word for it, and he flew out. Well, he drove out here, not flew. He drove out here, and he seen Grim, and it was raps. He said, "Hey, your word is bond now," because he was blown away. So sometimes it's just getting the dog seen by the right person.
Well, I will tell you this, man, and I was not looking necessarily to acquire a Brim daughter, but it's no secret. I've acquired quite a few pups, to include some pups from Gaines here within the last month and a half or so. And lo and behold, amongst my purchases was a 15-month, now 16-month-old Brim daughter, who's got a beautiful short neck, has an excellent body on this girl, nice short muzzle. I feel is definitely gonna push my program forward. I was gonna eventually get to that short muzzle gene on both sides, but it's gonna take me about another 2 generations. It's just the way I started out, and I breed XLs. I don't breed pockets per se. It's just going to take me 2 more generations, whereas bringing this girl on board immediately sets me on the path, along with other purchases I have, in cutting out generations. What I tell people a lot of times is whenever you get your hands on a dog that brings everything that you're looking for, the reason you want to get your hands on that, people's main reason is they want to make a buck. As a breeder, the main reason you want to do that is because it cuts your time. Even if it cuts your time in half, it's well worth it.
Right.
Why would you want to sit around 3 generations when you could get it done in 1? Each generation is 2 years minimum, right? So when we talk about
French Bulldog,
yeah.
Because
what was that?
Look, I said this is what happened with the French Bulldog. They just moved so fast. When I tried to breed Frenchies, everybody was wanting Isabellas, and so I bought an Isabella Carrier. But by the time she was old enough to produce, nobody wanted them anymore.
Yeah.
Wow.
They moved on to fluffy and hairless and wire hair and all this other stuff.
Man.
But that's just the nature of the beast. So I try to tell people there's nothing wrong with buying dogs. Some of the older breeders try to make people feel bad for buying dogs.
For
not
sure.
older, not older as in age, but older as in time in the game. I should say there's more tenured breeders.
Right.
But they can't make me feel bad for buying no dog.
Right.
I buy a dog all day.
Well, it's more when you say it's more of a marketing ploy. They've been left behind. They haven't, they haven't. I don't want to say recycled, but let me give you an example about me. Been in this for about 9 years. I was just talking to Gaines about this. We're moving forward, but we're moving forward at a slow pace, as well you should. We haven't inbred, so we've been line breeding. We do our outcrosses, bring it right back, so on and so forth. Bottom line is, whether I like it or not, I've come under the admission that within the last 5 years, the breed type has come in a lot faster than it did before. I cannot continue repeating what's back there. Would I eventually get to the results I want? Yes, eventually you will. But again, it comes down to, do I want to wait 6 years to get there, 3 generations, or do I want to make it in 1? Right? So that's essentially what it comes down to. And unfortunately, you have these older breeders that want to stick to their guns, don't want to evolve, okay, because that's part of the evolution of what you're seeing out there. And now they want to wag their finger at everybody. Brindle's the bomb. You guys are buying based on color because you don't want to buy my brindles. No, bro. It may not even be the color of the dog. It may be the phenotype that you're showing that it isn't what they're after.
Right.
And
because
unfortunately,
right now, look, if it's a bad brindle dog, I'm gonna buy it.
Exactly.
But it's no secret that some of the dogs that carry those colors, like you said, they don't have the correct. I'm not saying not the correct, but they don't have the desired phenotype that we're wanting.
The bulliness.
Right.
Yeah. I have a question here from Mark Whitehead, one of our channel members. 30, you still on there, or did you drop out, Ashton?
No, I'm here.
Oh, you're there. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing you for some reason.
No, I had clicked out. I had to text my fiance. I had clicked out.
Oh, okay, my bad, man. Mark Whitehead says, "What do you feed your dogs, raw or kibble?"
Kibble. I want to go to raw, but kibble. I can't get a consistent raw person to come to Fort Wayne. So
what kind of kibble, if you don't mind me asking?
The Purina Pro Plan, that purple bag.
Wow.
Different flavor. Some you get the pest mark. Yeah,
there's got to be
right now. When it comes to the food, bro, if the dog got it, the dog got it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you're the second breeder that came on. Dean also, I believe, said he's on that Purina Pro Plan, and you're the second breeder that's coming up with that particular brand, if you will. So yeah, I'm very surprised. Are you using any supplementation on your dogs? You're not. Well,
I used to use so when Brim was extra super busy, I would have him on Oxy Stud. But that was like during COVID times, and there would be weeks where he would have a breeding 5 days in a row. So I had to have him on Oxy Stud.
Well, listen, when we get off of here today, I need you to give your information to Kyle, because we're sending all of our guests some Nuvet and New Joint Plus. If you don't know what it is, Stand by and check this out. Guys, real quick, let me talk to you about Nuvet and New Joint Plus. This is a multivitamin. This is joint support. Many people out here have done before and after pictures showing you the improvement that this alone brings to the table. If you're feeding kibble, if you're feeding raw, there could be some insufficiencies that are actually causing structural issues to your dog. Wouldn't you want to correct that? This is just it. The multivitamin that'll do it for you is Nuvet and also joint support with New Joint Plus. I recommend both bottles. We're going to go ahead and leave a link in the descriptions below. Now let's get back to it. All right, and back to it we shall, man. Let's keep talking dogs, man. Talk to me outside of your camp. If there was a dog and you had to start all over again, whether it's a male or a female, which route would you be taking? What dog has caught your eye outside of your camp?
Like from the past or currently right now?
It could be from the past as long as their sperm is still available now, such as, for example, Shamrock.
No, I don't like him. Let me see. I mean, available now. I'm trying to think of something that doesn't have the blood I'm working with right now. So I'm trying to think of something, because of course the cliche answer would be for me to say something from Team Midwest, but that again, that would be showing bias. So I it's no secret I'm a huge fan of the bus. I think that Robert Lee has frozen straws available, because the bus has passed away. But coming into the game, I was a huge fan of the bus. I do like some muscle tone stuff. I'm not gonna go into what I mean by some, because it could start a whole nother discussion. But I would just say I like some muscle tone stuff. But if it was a certain dog, it would probably be the bus. Yeah, the bus.
Good deal. If you had to pick who's the top brim son, and I'm not going to make you pick one, give me a top 2 or 3.
Top 5.
Top 5. Yeah. There you go. Give me your top 5.
I'm not gonna say Brim Jr. because he's mine. If I had to say top 5, off the top of my head, so yeah, I'm not gonna say Brim Jr. because he's mine. But outside of my yard, I'll have to give it to Hellboy right here. Hellboy owned by Stephen Maxwell. Johnny Ringo owned by James Lewis. Hitman Santana owned by Sotham Prime. I'm gonna count Bo Duke and Rilla as 1.
Okay.
And then I want to say this one. It's coming down to the wire, man.
You can say
I gotta say kill shot. So
who's that one Dre got? That's a monster, man. Nobody's seen him, man.
But now you made me forget about Gambit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Gambit.
Now it starts getting complicated because you start missing out.
And then you got Quavo.
Yep.
Man.
Right.
Quavo got some badass sisters too. Sorry, bad sisters. Man, I hate those stuff.
It's a bunch of man. It's nonstop, man.
That's a good problem to have, right there.
So Gambit is the one, man, that I like. God damn, he came in the ring young. I think it was what 12, 13
barely
months.
over a year.
Barely over a year, man. I'm talking about just shut the show out, man.
I like Gambit a lot. I like Gambit.
I just had to wait. He's just one of them dogs. Like you said, you just got to wait for them to, hopefully they point out a champ or champ out or grand champ out, so they out your class.
Yeah.
But they were like, "Hey, that's a Brim son."
We gotta lean toward the Stephen Maxwell dogs because we've seen them, spend time with them, put hands on them. Big shout out to Stephen.
To PBK, man. PBK.
Someone's asking on DK, Brim's son DK. Can you tell us your thoughts on that?
I'm pretty sure DK is a Brim grandson. If that is the DK that is owned by Drew Zimmerman, I believe that is a Brim grandson.
Why fresh? Hopefully mine would be added to the list. Is he breeding? Are you breeding to him? Why?
Did he cut out on us?
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
I can hear y'all.
Oh, okay, my bad.
He was talking to Y Fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Michael Higginson saying there are very few producing females like you've got. Who's your top female? Or give us several if you got several.
Just in the game right now.
I think he's asking about your top female.
Your line. Your line. Off the brim.
Off brim. I mean, you can't. This one's kind of. Oh, I can't even say that because Edward Baker and Tanya over there in Ohio, they've produced 200+ pound brim daughters.
God.
Lilac Tri and Chocolate Tri. Then you got Kenny Birdsell and Frank Rattler with Daisy. She's a stud killer. You know, like I said, you got Kenny Robertson with Quavo's Littermate sisters. They are. It just gets to be a point where it's too many. You know, it's just too many to think about. So
is Brim producing? He produced male and females equally, or you think he more females?
I think he's a yard starter, bro. I think he produces a lot of next level females. He also produces next level males, but like I said, it becomes harder because right now in the breed, I believe we all are kind of spoiled because the dogs look so good. There are so many amazing looking dogs that they're all starting to look similar. So now there are very far and few in between dogs that stand out anymore, like they used to.
Right.
So now, like I said, if you go in my album on Facebook of Brim Productions, I have a lot of males in there, and they're all nice. But you know, I can't attest to the machine that might be behind each individual dog to push them to the next level.
Right.
Like let's bring up Killshot for instance. He's kind of like he has bloomed into a beautiful flower this past year, but he has the machine of Tone and Duval bullies behind him. Same thing with Hellboy and Steven. You know, Steven, he arguably has some of the best grind and hustle in Arkansas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just you gotta think about a lot of other variables. But when it comes to females, everyone judges a female not necessarily off too much if she's next level, but if she's producing next level. And I can honestly say that all Brim daughters, like they produce next level puppies. People message me all the time. Look at these Brim grandkids off of a Brim daughter. I mean, Ox King is the perfect example. To me, he's K2's best son, and I say that proudly with no holding back. The Ox King is K2's best son, and his mother is a Brim daughter. So you know, it is what it is.
We have a question here from Mark Whitehead. What are the 3 flaws that y'all stay away from? Is there 3 things that no matter what you stay away from?
I don't like cowhawks. I don't like easty westy. Because there are a few flaws you can breed away from. You know, some people like people are afraid of short tails. I've bred the short tail males before and got a full litter of full tails. Some people stay away from underbites. Believe it or not, some of y'all favorite studs that have won at nationals have underbites. Y'all just don't know it because y'all not in their mouth.
Right. They mine is I don't like short arms, man. The short limbs,
short upper arm.
Short upper arm. I don't like that. That's mine.
You know, I don't mind it. You know, it affects the dog in the show ring. Obviously, it does because it affects the way they gait. But when you're thinking about an aesthetically pleasing dog and a dog that is gonna look good and that people are gonna like, I feel like as long as internally it is healthy, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with a short upper arm. A lot of the dogs that are being bred the most, I mean, we're gonna be real, they got short upper arms. It creates the illusion of a bigger chest spread, and that's what people want. So, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If you're aspiring to be a breeder and you know you don't want to be 6 feet under as far as your finances. You, to a point, you're gonna have to breed what you like, but it also has to appeal to other people.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
and
You got to agree with
and
that.
you know, I'm not saying sell your soul, but I'm saying be smart with your breedings and your finances, because at the end of the day, if you create the perfect dog in your eyes, but nobody wants it, you're gonna be salty.
Yeah.
There are a lot of breeders in the game right now who try to reinvent the wheel, unfortunately, and they are now, they're salty, and they have
Yeah.
left, sadly enough, they have left the breed with a sour taste in their mouth. And I mean, I want everybody to come in the game and produce nice dogs and be, because it's not fun when you're the only person that is successful. That's why I try to keep the people around me successful as well. I try to give them gems, and you see it, Mike.
Oh yeah.
When I go live, or when I do other interviews and podcasts with other people, I'm not stingy with information.
Yep.
I'll tell you what I think you need to be doing. I'll tell you what I did. It's up to you if you want to listen to it and implement it into your business plan.
Yeah,
Hey,
Ashton.
I was going to show you when you get a second. Y'all are talking about the Ox King. I wanted to bring up that video as well to show his highlights as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, let's do it.
Yeah.
And see, look, that's one thing a lot of people don't realize about him. If you guys pay attention to the rear shot, the side shot, he's got amazing turn to stifle.
Yeah.
He's got a nice straight top line.
Yep.
He's really a good dog, full of color, full of personality. And like I said, when it comes to young studs, a lot of people, especially with me announcing Brim shutting down at the end of this year, I think a lot of people are scrambling to use their Brim credits. Same thing with Golden Child last year when Sam and Jeremiah announced they're closing him. A lot of people were rushing to use their Golden Child credits. So it's been a little tough for newer studs to break into the game.
Right.
But I'm very confident that after this hump is over, that it's gonna be Ox King season and Junior season. I mean, they're already getting bred, but I feel like you're gonna see them a lot more on your Facebook screens.
Okay.
Real quick, let me jump in, guys. We got 2 more new members. Shout out to Jerry James, my dude. He came down here a week ago with us.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
And DeJuan Meredith. Give it a second time, Kyle.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
That's it, guys. Number love, man. Appreciate you guys for coming on board. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. No, you don't, Raul. Today you started at 7. Yeah, we understand that, but typically we're on here at 8 p.m. CST, guys. Let's keep this thing rolling. We got several questions. Go ahead. We got several questions real quick. We got Brian Cooper. How do you stop male dog from humping on other male dogs? Right? So Brian Cooper's got a male dog humping problem right about now.
Hey, I help them by go ahead, the male dogs that allow themselves to get humped, go ahead and put a dress on them.
Yeah.
They transgender them over.
Yeah, don't let them
I thought you were gonna tell them to buy a real knee-high cowboy boot.
When it comes to that's how not even males, females do it as well.
Yeah.
That's how they exert dominance on other dogs. So the best way to remedy that is to exert dominance on that dog, because dogs are pack oriented animals. So if that dog is trying to establish dominance on another member of the pack, you as the alpha,
you're failing.
You have to correct that. And that can come from a quick just pinch behind the ear, a quick correction, with your leg, moving him out the way.
What about just humping him back?
I ain't doing all that now.
I'll be dominant over him.
I think you probably get the authorities called on you, man.
Yeah,
you're doing that.
No.
If you do that, you need to have a bag on your head at the same time.
Oh man, listen. Queen Choi is asking, is there any new blood that you would like to be working with?
Good question.
You
Yeah,
know,
good
that's kind of why I've slowed down with breeding, because I'm trying to study. I got my eye. You know, here's the thing. I can't give y'all all this
Oh.
because it's a few studs I'm looking at. Because I'm gonna need to take some of my line bred brim stuff out to an outcross.
Mhm.
So, y'all, I'll be able to answer that question when these breedings start taking. We'll get back to that.
All right.
Sounds good. Listen, Big 30. I don't want to encroach. I just got told by my editor, my dude in the back, saying that you had to leave. You have an appointment or something. Let me know if you got to come off. I'm definitely not pushing you out. In fact, I'd love to bring you back sometime in the future so we can recap everything that you're about to outcross to, and that way we could talk about it.
I do have time. Look, we was having so much fun. Time got away from me. I definitely do have something to do. I gotta go leave at 9 o'clock. I gotta go meet a client, but I would love to come back.
Very good
Hey,
stuff.
thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank
Good
you.
stuff, man.
I appreciate you guys for having me, honestly, because you could have picked anybody else in the world, but you picked Big 30. You know?
Big 30, man.
Yeah, 30 did it.
Yeah, most definitely, man. We'll definitely touch bases with you further on down. And hopefully by the time we break you back in, like I said, we could talk about the new developments that are going on within your yard. We're very happy and pleased to have you on board. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to do an outro. You can say whatever you want. You can tell people your social media. You can do whatever you want, man. It's all you. Make it happen.
All right, guys. Your boy Ashton Edwards from 30 Bound Kennels, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Just want to say thank you to Raul, Mike, Mr. Gaines, Kyle for having me on the podcast. You guys can reach me at Ashton Edwards on Facebook, 30B Kennels on Instagram, 30boundkennels.com on your web browser. Brim is closed. I do have some clients that are moving some cheaper credits. So if that's something you may be interested in, let me know. I also have Brim Jr. up for stud, the Ox King up for stud, 2 young bulls with the pedigrees and the blood behind them to really take your yard to the next level. And with that, that's all I got to say, man. I, again, appreciate you guys for having me on.
Well, pleasure's been all ours, man. Number love, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. Guys, that was one heck of an interview, I must say, man. You know what I love about him is how humble he keeps it, how he tells you, yeah, there were these flaws when he was younger, and this is what he's not out here hiding and trying to hide what's visible to everyone, and that's watching. So I thought that was definitely something that he that I left with, at least out of this interview, that I thought was pretty amazing.
Yeah, his level of approachability and likability, and you immediately just jump on the train rooting for him, and glad he's made it and paved the way for others to make it.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. And that's the true trait of a breeder, in my opinion. By the way, let me bring Kyle up in here. Kyle. No, he doesn't want to come over here. Okay. My bad. He's on a call. Either way, guys, I do want to say I love the interaction, man. I love finally people asking questions. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, they felt that the platform was not one to ask questions. They started asking questions. They started getting their answers. We couldn't be happier with that. With that being said, man, is there anything you guys want to add?
No. I was waiting for you to wrestle him down on his genetic testing, man. What his theories are on that.
The time.
I know.
I wanted to know Brim's Koi. I wanted to know all that, but we'll definitely catch him on the replay going forward.
Yeah, you got him on that next one.
Yeah, man. And we're about to clock out of here, so let me bring in Killer Kyle.
Yeah,
boy.
Yeah, he was
out of all the times for me to be on a live, my boss calls me this late. Like, come on, man. I'm on a live.
Well, Kyle, start us up, man. And wait, before we continue, let me just shout out to this dude right here, because all the videos, all the pictures you saw, everything that was going on in the background, that was all him right there. No love. Start us off, man.
It's your boy Hollywood Holland, your boy in the back of the queue, and we're catching you on the next one.
Gaines Bully.
Yeah. Hey, Mike G, Donald Gaines, man. Gaines Bullies, Amarillo, Texas, man.
With you every week.
Yeah, we'll see you again next week.
You already know we do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Pues claro que sí, cabrón. Catching you on the next one.